Today, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful red, white, and blue Jello and pound cake dish for your 4th of July parties. So I wanted to tell you that I'm starting this Jello tonight, so I'll have it for tomorrow for my wonderful dessert I'm making. And I'm using about half as much of the water as it calls for because I want it to be like jigglers. Okay, we're gonna start out with 3 sticks of butter. This is not gonna be low calorie. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I've let this set out for about an hour. And I've got 5 eggs. And we're gonna use 3 cups of sugar, believe it or not. I know this is a liquid measuring cup, but it just makes my life easier. Let's see here. 3 cups of sugar. And I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of vanilla. And I'm going to wait on the other stuff. So we're going to cream that together. It's the first time I ever made pound cake. Together. Okay, now I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice, just so it's got a little kick to it. Okay, then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 3 cups of flour. A little bit more. There we go. And I'm using unbleached flour today. I always use unbleached because you don't need that. And then we're going to add 1 cup of milk. And that's about it. Wasn't so hard, was it? When you've never made something before, it's kind of nerve-wracking. Because I've been a baker all my life, and this just isn't anything I'm familiar with. But but I'm making this for our 4th of July dessert today. So this is going to be a rich pound cake. Okay, and as always, I'm going to taste it. See if it needs anything, and it tastes pretty good to me. Okay. Alrighty. Now we're going to put this into my loaf pan. Do it so you can see it, but that's not going to work. There we go. Oh my goodness. I don't know, this seems awfully full. But we're going to try it. I guess I'll put a pan underneath it to make sure it doesn't go over. And if it does go over and it's a total disaster, I can still use it for my dessert. So we'll see what we got. I'm putting it in a 325 oven for about 60 to 75 minutes. I also wanted to tell you, last night I made red Jello and blue Jello, and I'm going to be whipping some whipping cream to go between the layers, and it's going to be a really fun dessert. So I hope you enjoyed this. Needless to say, I did have it overflow, and if I had to do it again, I would probably do this in a Bundt pan. But I wanted it to have the shape of the loaf pan, like a regular pound cake. Anyway, I should have done it in my Bundt pan, but I didn't know. I've never done this recipe before. And I did check it to make sure that it came out clean. So I'm gonna let it rest, and I'm gonna get it ready for my dessert. Okay, this is just a fun little 4th of July thing. I'm gonna be making it in this layered glass thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out with my whipping cream. And I'm gonna measure this. Let's see how much we got here. Okay, I'm going to use 3 cups of this whipping cream. And I am going to start. I've never done this in front of an audience before. I've done this many times, but not in front of an audience. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start whipping my whipping cream. Get it so it's kind of frothy, and then I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch in this. That's going to help it stay more stable, kind of like the Cool Whip does, but I don't like the flavor of the Cool Whip. So now I'm going to put about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And then about a teaspoon of vanilla. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to give it a couple shakes of salt. All right. Whenever you have sweet, you should always have salty. Okay. When I get this all whipped up, I'll get back to you. Okay, I got this all done, and you want it to be like stiff peaks, like that. You don't want to overbeat this, because if you do, you're going to get butter or something similar looking to butter, and that's not what you want. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my blue Jello, and I'm going to, and the other trick is to not get it all over yourself so you look nice for your party. I am going to take my blue Jello and I'm going to try to cut out a little star. That's why when you make this Jello, you want to do it just with half the amount of water, because you don't want, you want it to be more like a jiggler. And this probably isn't going to be a perfect star, but I tried. So the rest is going to go in the bottom of my bowl here. So I'm going to cut that into squares. Like so, without cutting my star. And you want to put that in the bottom, like so. So you got your blue. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit more of that. I just don't want to cut my star. All right. All right. You people with the steady hands, you're awfully lucky. Okay, I'm gonna try to get my star out now. This is real TV, folks. My star might be a little bit lame, but they'll get the idea. All right, I'm going to set that off to the side if I don't break it. And I'm going to put the rest of this in my bowl. All right, so now I got the blue. What you want to do is try not to make a big mess. And you want to put a little bit of your whipped cream in there. So it's got like the red and the white, I mean the blue. I've never done this in front of an audience before, guys. Okay. Now that I've got that in there, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to put my strawberries. I got them all washed and cut up. You want to put them on paper towels so that they don't make your dessert all wet. And then kind of make it so that they can see them on the sides, you know. Then I'm going to take my pound cake, which we'll see how this goes. Oh, I guess it turned out pretty good. If I had it to do over again, I think I would cut the milk down to 3/4 cup instead of a cup. But it is a very, very tasty cake. And then what you want to do is you want to break that up and put that in the middle, like so. Might be easier to just go buy a pound cake. I had this years ago at a party and I thought, oh my gosh, is that good? Okay. I don't know if I can fit all this. I better wait. Maybe a little piece more. Okay. So I've got plenty of pound cake. So now I'm going to take more of my whipped cream and put that in there, like so. And then, well, you want to make sure that you got it all the way around the sides so it shows. So it looks real red, white, and blue. And again, you people with steady hands, count your blessings. And then I went through my blueberries and made sure they didn't have any sticks. And you want to put the blueberries in. See how pretty that's becoming? Make sure that they go to the side so you can see them. Then you want to cut up your, I had to take my red Jello out of the pan because I needed it for the pound cake. I don't have 2 loaf pans, so, or maybe they're packed, I don't know. But anyway, you cut it into squares, like so. And then you put that on the top of this. Make sure it's around the edge first so that you can see the red, white, and blue. Like so. And then what you want to do is you want to take your nice, I'm going to get a spoon for this. You want to get a nice circle of whipped cream in the middle. You don't want it to go to the edge. You want it to just be a nice blob in the middle, or off to one side, whatever your creativity tells you. And then just kind of circle it around like so. And then you take your blue star, if you can get it all in one piece there, and you put it right there. My star's a little lame, but let me see if I can patch it up. I got a few little pieces here. Well, I don't want to get it too muckle-lucked up, but let me see. Maybe I can get one more little piece. Kind of looks like a star. And there it is. There's my 4th of July. My pretty 4th of July dessert. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? You can't beat it. And my people at my community, I'm sure, will be happy to eat it. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. And remember, there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. And love the Lord with all your heart. And happy 4th of July, Independence Day. Thanks for watching. Bye now.